I couldn't erase these feelings even if I try. You stay on my mind.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and as you can see from the title, today I'll be sharing 10 tips to help your study time easy and fun. Tip number 1 is to create a study timetable. Creating a study timetable and actually sticking to it is very important. This helps your study time to be more organized, and you get to choose which days you like to study whichever subject, and this just makes studying easy for you. Tip number 2 is to pick a place you'd like to study. This place could be a desk in your room, a room in your house, the library, in the gardens, or in the park. Whichever place you choose to study, make sure that place is quiet, comfortable, and distraction free. Me personally, I just study at the desk in my room. I find this comfortable for me, and it helps me to focus and concentrate. Tip number 3 is to have 4 short study sessions. Now, instead of having a 2-hour-long study session, try breaking down that session into 4 30-minute sessions with 5-minute breaks in between those sessions. Now, this works very well for me because I can't study for long periods of time, and I just get bored actually, and I get I don't want to study for that long. So breaking down my study session into 4 30-minute sessions worked for me, and it also helps to put less pressure on your brain, and it helps you to remember what you would have studied in those sessions. Tip number 4 is to set goals for each study session. Now, having a notebook and writing down goals you want to achieve within each study session is good, and after you would have achieved those goals, you feel good about yourself, and it gives you a sense of achievement and make you actually want to study. And for me, I always do this. I always have a separate notebook where I write down the goals that I want to achieve for my study time and the goals that I want to achieve for each study session. Tip number 5 is to pretend you have to teach the content which you're studying. Now, pretending you have to teach the content which you're studying instead of having to take a test for it helps you to focus more on what it is you are studying, and it helps you to put what you are reading into words that you can explain and persons can understand it, which makes you to 100% understand what it is you're studying, and you remember better. Tip number 6, highlighting the important points. Now, if you are studying from a textbook, it is good to highlight the important points because this basically helps you to summarize and shorten the amount of notes for a topic, and it just makes your work more attractive, and you can just easily go back to a topic and pick out the important points and remember them instead of just reading everything, which is more time consuming, and sometimes you read stuff that aren't important. So it's always good to have highlighters that you use to highlight the important points. Tip number 7 is to write down those important points. Now, tip number 6 and 7 kind of go hand in hand. After you would have highlighted the important points, it is good to write down those important points. Now, it is scientifically proven that writing helps you to remember. Trust me, it does. It actually helps me to remember. So you can have a separate notebook which you write down important points of topics, or you can use flashcards. Me personally, I use flashcards because I find them better, and as you can see here, I have flashcards that I use to study. I write down the topic at the back and the definition of that topic, and I write points to remember, or small points about that topic, and it's just better if I want to do a quick review of a topic. I can just pick up my flashcards and quickly go over it, which is just good for me. The next point is to use videos. Now, using videos to help you remember what you would have studied is so great. It actually helps. It 100% helps. It helps me. Whenever I would have studied a topic, after I finished, I go to YouTube and I type in this. Let's say I would have studied breathing. I go to YouTube and I type in breathing, and I find the simplest video that kind of summarizes breathing, and it actually helps me to remember and explain better, and it just helps me. Period. The next tip number 9, is to draw diagrams. instead of having pictures, it is good to draw diagrams and label them, which helps you to remember more. Like, let's say you want to remember the parts of the heart, you can draw the heart and label the parts, and it actually helps you to remember, because you will have remembered, oh, I do this, and I know you know how to draw it in case. And in a test sometimes it can say to draw something. Tip number 10, find a study partner. Now this tip is optional, because I know some people that what's going on? Tip number 10, find a study partner. Now, I know some people that prefer to study on their own rather than studying with somebody else, and if you're one of those persons, that's good, that's fine. You don't have to study with someone. If you can study on your own, that's great. But me personally, I don't mind studying with somebody, because let's face it, I don't know everything, and I have friends that are good in a subject area which I'm not, and I'm good in a subject area that they're not. So coming together and helping each other is better, and it helps you both know more about more stuff, and you know, two heads are better than one. So having a study partner is just good to share ideas and help each other out. Thank you for watching. I hope these tips helped you out. These tips personally helped me, and they work. All of them work for me. I just decided to share them with you, so I hope they help. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and like, comment, share. If you're new, comment, turn on your post notifications so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. And that's it, guys. Bye.